good, bro?
How you doing?
I'm good, man. The mall ain't got shit, man. I'm trying to get right for the night, man. Where you get that at, though, man? I like that get up, shorty.
Well, this is Cold Hearted Lifestyle. This is my STC collection, single taken, Cold Hearted. Okay. As you see, we got t-shirts, hats. This is our mesh shorts, our Frozen Heart edition. We also got socks as well, the match. You know, we can get you outfitted in a whole leg. Check us out.
All right, yeah, say less. I definitely got to grab that. Let's get it.
This is a Damon Lamont beat. Oh, my favorite.
Another episode of Do What You Love, man. I was excited about today's episode. We had a little trip up, of course, you know, being business owners, some things pop up sometimes, you feel me? But we here now, no excuses, we are here, you feel me? Do What You Love. My man, how you doing?
How you doing?
Introduce yourself to the camera, let everybody know who you is.
My name is Rashawn. I'm owner, CEO, maker, whatever you want. Every title is me. Cold Hearted Lifestyle, that's my brand. I'm here with my brother from Do What You Love podcast to do an interview today, so I'm very excited. Hopefully we get y'all some great content, some great knowledge. Looking really forward to it.
All right, man, so like, tell everybody where you from and how you got started.
Well, I'm from Philadelphia. I don't really want to say what part to be exact, just because, you know, I disassociated myself really from the city. But I will just tell y'all where I'm from, just for a little context. Well, it started from my dad. You know, he asked me that I want to sell white tees, and I was like, no, because, you know, all the corner stores, the poppy stores, they sell white tees. But I was like, if I could put something on it, I think about doing it. You know, so the phrase I came up with was, I'm so South Philly. That was the original way how I started, you know, selling t-shirts and clothing, period. You know, that took off, that did pretty well. You know, people supported that, but, you know, I was thinking more outside the box. I wanted to be able to, you know, get more people to support me than just people from South Philly. So, you know, I began to come up with some different ways, you know, for people to, you know, for all people to wear my clothing everywhere out.
Okay. Now, I know you say you disassociated yourself, right? But what in your environment also helped you partake in and also inspire on what you do, like what you put in your clothes? Did it inspire what your name is on your clothes, the actual clothing line, Cold Hearted? Or like coming from South Philly, I've been to South Philly a couple times, so I know it can have a cold-hearted exterior, and you know, you coming across people, you understand why they're that way. Does that have anything to do with the name?
Life experiences have things to do with the name. I wouldn't necessarily say, you know, where I'm from. It does, but that's not the main thing, you know. Experiences in life, because Cold Hearted doesn't have to be negative.
Yeah.
You know, that's why, you know, the key slogan to my brand is positively changing the narrative, because, you know, when people first hear Cold Hearted, they think negative, they think relationship, heartbreak, but, you know, it's relatable because, you know, everyone that's alive can, you know, relate to being cold hearted at least one time in their life.
Yes.
You know, the narrative change of it is for me, because, you know, I'm positively cold-hearted. I'm an example of it. You know, even though I went through cold-hearted times, I'm still moving positive out here, because I don't allow the negative to, you know, to keep me down. So that's really where that came from. It just instilled in my brand for sure. It helps with designs, it helps with mindset, you know, everything like that. Everything's a part of it, for sure.
Okay. Do you feel like, let me ask you this, who's your favorite artist in hip-hop, R&B, anything? Like, any type of music genre, who's your favorite artist?
That's a good question. It's also difficult to give you just one. You know, because I recently opened up, you know, my mind to new music, more different music. So it all depends on what type of mood I'm in. You know, that'll dictate or determine, you know, what's going on in my life. That'll determine what type of music I'm listening to. So, but, you know, I listen to people like Lil Baby, Drake, you know, more older people like Wayne. Like that was one of my favorite artists. You know, of course, Jay-Z, But I don't really, listen to too much of one person. I try to, have a diverse playlist.
I like that. What's your end goal with your clothing? Like, what do you want it to be? I know we all want to see ourselves worldwide, right? Right. But what is like your local? I ain't gonna say local, coastal, Midwest, Cali. I see people have your clothes on in these posts, and they're everywhere. They're everywhere. So, do you want a store somewhere? Do you want to have a store, or you just want to be like on the go, putting people in your clothes?
Well, a store is an ideal thing when you're running a business, but my mindset is a store is going to keep me stuck in that one place until I franchise off. I don't really want to be stuck in one place. So I like to do pop-up shops, travel to do pop-up shops, travel with my business. I'm pushing for a more online audience as well, because that's how you reach people globally, with the website and online. I'm not saying I don't want a store, but being as though you gotta be at the store, I don't really want to be bogged down at the store. So that's not really a main priority for me. But of course, one day I would like to have a situation where I have my clothing in some type of store, but not really my own. As long as I gotta operate it. If I didn't have to operate it, that'd be something different. But you have to build up the trust with people to leave them, quote unquote, your baby. So of course. So it'll be difficult for me to just open up a store and then not be there because it's my first store and it's my business, and you just can't trust everybody just with certain things. Yeah. So that's what's going to keep me from having a store really right now or in the near future, unless it's a situation where I don't have to be there.
Yeah. I understand that, man. Building that team that you all complement each other is very, very important. Having trust is the most important thing when it comes to business. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that. What do you think about the state of fashion? The way how there's so many different styles coming out. You see rappers and even NBA stars, NFL players now, like, we didn't dress like how they was dressing, back in the early 2000s. Remember, we were just jeans, suits, Timbs, you feel me? Because we came from that era in the sense that we saw Rockefeller, we saw all these rappers doing their own clothing lines. Like, what do you think about the state of fashion? Do you think it's a little bit too flamboyant? Do you not like some things, or can you only see how diverse can you see your clothing line as far as the fashion is today?
Well, very diverse. You have to adapt to the times. You can't be boxed in because it's going to keep you, it's going to stunt your growth. So you have to adapt to the fashion. I'm not saying you have to, copy all what the trends are, but, create your own trends, so to speak. But I'm willing to diverse my brand, as much as possible, because fashion is a way to express yourself. It gives you an option to be different as well. You don't have to dress the same as everybody. My creativity allows me, because people can get the same thing, but I don't feel able to put it together the same way that I would. And that's what Cold Hearted gives you the opportunity to dress different as well as wear the way you want to wear it, because it's many different options for as colors with logos and stuff like that. So diversity is definitely an important thing because it helps you, be widespread. It doesn't keep you boxed in.
Of course. You know how big social media is today. How important is that to any brand? How important is it? Because when I found you, I was like, I was going to be a page. Man, this dude is doing his thing. I like his design. I like how he put it together. I gotta get him for an interview.
Appreciate that.
That's why I reached out to you for. But I understand where I was at the time. I didn't have any interviews out. So you seeing now people booking, you was like, yeah, let's get it. You feel me? I was happy about that because I feel like you can go somewhere with your clothing on, bro. Like, from one person to another, I really feel like you can do that. You feel me? It's just about the work that we're gonna put in together. And when I say together, I'm talking about overall. We just had that conversation where it's like it's not just about spending your money. You know what I'm saying? It's about giving each other platforms. It's about putting the action behind, supporting each other. I might not have the money today to buy the outfit, but let me post this. You feel me? Let me send this as a group post out as a story, because one thing we got to do as a collective, as a culture, we have to support each other and send everything out. There's no excuse for why we don't do this. You know what I'm saying? We see everybody else doing it. Man, I just came from a Mexican neighborhood. Guess what? They got everything Mexican. It was Tacoma Park. Everything, stores, everything, bro. There's no reason why we should move as a unit. We can't step on each other. You know what I'm saying? I definitely feel like you can go far, bro. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that, man.
You gotta, as far as as little as an interview, now you become a circle of the family, bro. And I'm gonna tell you that right now. That's how I move. He'll tell you that. You feel me? I don't care what rough edges we hit, what rough patches we hit, I'm always gonna support. You feel me? You just gotta keep pushing. And I love what you're doing. Everything. That's what I love though, because everything I see on you right now is cool.
That's the way it gotta be, man.
Everything.
Listen, I'm gonna bring sneakers eventually, but you know, as much as I can wear Cold Hearted is going to be Cold Hearted. I mean, because I'm my best promotion.
Of course.
You know, if I'm not wearing it, how can I expect other people to support it and wear it? So, you know, you have to be your own best promotion, your own billboard, you know, your own walking advertisement, et cetera, et cetera. You know, that's very important. But, you know, I want to touch back on some of the things you just brought up as far as the support and all that. I mean, the strength in numbers, you know?
Yes,
so if we help each other, because everybody need help. You don't need to get yourself but so far. I mean, we all need help, but you got to be willing to accept help and also give help to others, you know, as far as information, whatever that may be. Because people gave me information, you information, him information, so why can't we pass information on to other people to help them as well? Who knows? You never know. They may give you some information that you didn't know previous that may help you in the future with things that you got going on. So that's very important. You know, I definitely wanted to touch on that.
With that comes like, what would you tell the younger you or a younger kid that didn't have the guts to start his own business or his own clothing line or whatever he wanted to start rapping? Like, what do you tell that younger person that might be looking at you? Somebody's looking at your page right now, like, oh, I can't wait till you do something else. Because we all are somebody's motivation, but they might not tell us. You feel me? So what would you tell that kid?
You're saying like, are you saying me as a kid or just other
Whether
kids?
Whether your younger self or a kid that's looking at you right now, what would you tell that younger kid? Like, would you tell him to keep going? Would you tell him to start now? Would you tell him don't wait?
Yeah, the first thing is start. I mean, you can't get nowhere without starting. No matter what the business is, you have to just start it. You know, everything else should come after that, but you have to start it. Without starting it, you can't go nowhere. And that's the number one thing. No matter if it's 10 t-shirts or whatever you want to start with, whatever your business is, but you have to start it. That's the main thing. Without starting it, you won't be able to progress and get nowhere. After that, I would say, you know, consistency. That's a big word. Consistency, whatever you do in life, is going to help. You're going to see results. It becomes an addiction. What else? You know, just information. That too. I mean, we live in an information age, but, you know, sometimes there's too much information. So make sure you're getting the right amount of information so you won't oversaturate your mind and it won't have you thinking too much. You know, you'll be able to focus on what you need to focus on. That's very important as well. Definitely keep going. You know, it's going to be times where you may feel down about, you know, the lack of success you having. There's going to be times where you're going to have a lot of success and it may wane and come down. But you still got to stay mentally in it, because if you don't, it's like, what else you going to do? Because if it's something you love, I mean, you're going to just work through it. That's with life, relationships, friendships, any kind of situation. Persistent, it's all going to pay off in the long run. You know, some people blow faster than others. Some people get bigger faster than others. But our time comes when it's supposed to come. So just be patient and your time will come.
Do what you love, you hear me? This man he's sticking with his gift. You feel me? And his gift, that's what he's running with, and he's going to continue to stick with it. I want to ask you, what's next? You know, with the season changing, like, what's next? What you got coming next?
Well, you know, I'm getting ready to go into my fall collection. You know, sweatsuits, hoodies, long sleeve T-shirts. You know, puffer coats, things of that nature. So definitely look forward to that. I'm in my creative space right now. I'm getting back into that. You know, transitioning over from the summer. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Hopefully, you know, you guys are waiting for new merch, new creative designs, because it is coming. I am working. I'm definitely working. I'm always working. My mind is always being creative. So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Other than, you know, of course, your brand has to be your favorite brand. But outside of that, do you have a favorite brand? Like, as far as, do you have any fashion designer that might have inspired you to do what you're doing?
Yes, absolutely. You know, I would be lying if I didn't say that I wasn't inspired by other people. You know, I'll just go with, you know, the people from my hometown. You know, people like Milano, Beirut, we're going to say Bonnie Peru. I will throw them in there. Also Lavello. Those is like some of the 3 big people in Philadelphia that's definitely inspiring. That let me know that I could get where they at, you know. That's definitely people that I look up to, that I will acknowledge and give credit to those people. You know, because I'm not a hater. I do see from afar. I do pay attention. You know, it's always good to acknowledge other people that's doing good things. I mean, that's just what you have to do.
Man,
you know? Just what you have to do.
You couldn't have said it any better than that, bro. Like, for real. Like, you couldn't have said it any better than that. Who got the best cheesesteaks up there?
That's another good question. Me, I mean, I would say, like, you know, Ishka Bibbles. I'm not really a Pat's or Geno's guy. I don't really like the way they make their steak. I mean, some people like that, but that's not really me. But I would say, like, Ishka Bibbles. You know, the Poppy part is kept, the corner store, Poppy store cheesesteaks be good at certain places. But as far as big names, I mean, I will say, you know, Ishka Bibbles. That's like one of the main ones that come to mind for me.
All right. Cheese whiz with slices of cheese on that.
Cheese whiz, definitely. Definitely cheese whiz for sure on Ishka Bibble steak.
Sure,
chopped up burger, all that. I mean,
that cheese whiz hit my stomach so hard one time I was in Philly, bro. I almost ain't make it to the bag. Right. You hear me? What's your favorite football team?
I don't really have a favorite team, you know, because the way I look at sports is entertainment. So it changed my view of how I watch sports, because once I found out that it's entertainment, that means they can do whatever they want with it.
It's a business, yeah.
So that's why you see weird stuff happening where it may look like it's rigged or it's fixed, because they can do that and there's no penalty because it's classified as entertainment. You know, it's basically like wrestling. I mean, they can do all the board jobs because it's entertainment. It's basically for the sole purpose to entertain you and keep you interested. So they're going to do wacky stuff to keep you interested in looking at it.
It's the way of the world. It's definitely the way of the world right now. That's why I watch it. I love my Ravens, of course. You know what I mean? But I don't watch it like I used to watch it. Like
speaking of the Ravens, Lamar definitely got to get that guaranteed contract.
That bag.
He got to get that, man. And he deserved it too. I will say he definitely deserved it. He got to get that, man. Because that's going to change the game for everything. You got to get that, man.
And Lamar, I need my $5 tax. I'm just letting you know, I need $5 on the back end, shorty. It's $5. That's it. I ain't talking about 5,000. I'm talking about $5, my nigga.
Right.
Story. So what I'm gonna say, who would you want to collab with when it comes to clothing?
That's a good. I never really thought about how would I collab. I don't. But I'm not opposed to it. I am open to it. I just haven't thought about like what would the collaboration be. But if anyone wants to discuss that, we can do that, and we can, you know, figure out something together. I'm definitely open to it, for sure.
Okay. What do you think the culture, black men, black women, what do you think we have to do to win, bro? Like, as far as, well, not even what we have to do, but we know what we have to do. What do we have to stop doing to win?
Stop putting individuality at the forefront.
Yeah.
Because it's okay to be independent. I'm not saying don't be independent, but can't do it by yourself, man. You know, everybody want to be bosses. Being a boss not for everybody. You know, I learned that. I had to learn that because when I became my own boss, I realized how hard it was. So I'm like, this really ain't for everybody. But you know, everybody trying to be bosses. And that right there has to be weeded out better because it's too much individuality. Yeah, you want to be individual, but when it comes to getting things done and accomplished, you know, you have to work as a team to accomplish that. You know,
no I in team, bro. No I in team at all. You say you can go into your fall collection, the bubble coats. You gonna have sweatsuits, right? You're gonna do track suits. You said you wanted to bring a sneaker. Now, if you was gonna bring a sneaker or a shoe, any type of shoe, what kind of shoe would it be? Would it be a runner? Would it be a basketball shoe? You know, everybody doing the dunks now.
No,
what do you think about that?
I definitely wouldn't do the dunks. There's too many people doing that silhouette. I'm not hating. I'm not mad at them, but I just want to be as different as possible. You know, it's difficult to be original, but you can try to be as original as you can, because we all get inspired by other people and things that we see. You know, that's just factual. That's just facts. I mean, we all get inspired by what we see. You know, we may take from it and create it in our own way, but we are inspired by other things that we see, for sure. So I definitely would just say that for sure. I mean, that's the main thing with that.
My next thing is, like, now that you have your own interview with us, is like, I want to create something to where as though everybody that has an interview with us, we gotta hit a travel. That means you bring what you have, your clothes, your brand, and when we go hit another town to interview somebody else, right? It's gonna be planned ahead, but we got to get everybody on a plane and we gotta go somewhere. You feel me? So you can get out there and you can go show the rest of the world who you are. You know what I mean? That's one thing about this show. It's not only being on the camera, it's the footwork. You know what I'm saying? And we all do that to where though would you be interested in something like that?
Absolutely.
I mean, I see you moving around already. So.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man. Wherever I can take my business at, I'm trying to do that. I mean, because that's the only way it can expand. You know, you have to get out there. You have to give the people opportunity to meet you as well. You know, they see you on the internet, but they want to be able to have the opportunity to actually meet you as well. So traveling with the business is definitely a priority. It's something I want to do more. I'm definitely open to that. So I'm definitely looking forward to something like that, for sure.
We're gonna get it done. You heard me. We're gonna get it done. Last question. Who would you nominate to come on the show that you know that's a business owner, no matter what they do? I don't care what they do. They could be in trucking, they could be in anything, right? Who would you nominate to come on here that you know that's, you know, a black business yourself?
It's another good question there. Man, that's a good question, brother. That's a good question. I mean, it's many people, you know, that need these kind of opportunities for sure. Now, I don't know if they up to it or they ready to do interviews, because you gotta be ready to be on camera and stuff like that too. But I say somebody I know, my brother, it's just different printing. Okay. Like he do printing, like, you know, t-shirts for family reunions, you know, vacation, businesses, schools, etc. He got a real big operation. You know, he do screen print, DTG, silk screen, embroidery. He pretty much do it all. So that's somebody that I definitely would, you know, nominate to come on, because that's somebody I know personally and somebody I know exactly what he's doing behind the scenes and how much work he put in. So he definitely can, you know, use the exposure, so to speak.
So it's different. We need you. You feel me? You just got that nomination, that shout out. We need you here, or we'll come to you, no matter what it is. Let's make it happen. And I lied. Not one more. This the last question.
I mean, however many you got, bro.
I don't know him personally, you might not know him personally, but what did, God rest his soul, what did P&B mean to your city?
I didn't really pay a lot of attention to P&B. I know some of his music. You know, it's an unfortunate thing that happened to him. You know, you don't wish that on nobody. But I mean, of course, prayers go to his family and everybody that love him. Because everybody loves somebody out here. Of course, we don't want to see that happen to nobody. And that's a very unfortunate situation. But like I said, you know, I know some of P&B music, but I wasn't really, you know, paying attention to P&B enough to really speak beyond the music.
Okay. I can respect that. Bro.
But I did recently watch the interview he had with I don't know if it's okay to say the person he had the interview with or not. With DJ Academic, I did just watch that, so it was kind of eerie. Like right after I watched that interview and went back to the menu, a video popped up saying P&B was dead, which was eerie to me. It just was like,
real weird,
wow.
right? Real weird.
That was crazy to me. So I had some emotion for it, like mixed emotion, like man, that's crazy. Like, that just didn't make no sense to me. And then how it happened is like, man, you don't wish that on nobody, man. That's a tough situation, man. Especially to be for it to happen somewhere where you're not from. You know, because it usually happens where you're from. Unfortunately, I mean, it's just a bad thing.
Yeah, of course. I just want to say to any artists, business owners, influencers, no matter what you do, protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? Always, you know, I'm not big on violence, but I'm big on you getting back home to your family.
That's the main goal. Get back home every day. That's the main goal, man. That's good you brought that up, bro. That's the main thing. Get back home every day.
Get back home, you know what I mean? Do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? Do what you love.